What's up, fam? So I wanted to show you something really cool. This stuff is pretty fascinating, honestly. I was kind of blown away when I saw it personally, but I want to see your guys' opinions and see what you guys think. So I was looking up, here, I'm gonna share it with you. It's pretty cool stuff, honestly. It's fascinating. So if you type in Illuminati backwards, watch what comes up. The first thing that pops up. The National Security Agency website, NSA. Pretty mind-blowing, eh? And then it gets a little deeper. Watch this. I was blown away. I couldn't believe it when I saw this, but I had to share it with you. And watch this. Notice how all these websites all look the same? CERN. What is the nature of our universe? What is it made out of? So this is supposed to be, they say it's like a program, a scientific program where they like seek answers to like fundamental questions and stuff like that using particle accelerators, which is like, what do they call them, super colliders or whatnot. And then look at this. Look at the similarities and symbolism here. This is what I wanted to show you. Then we got NASA. Like all these things are connected, guys. All these things. FBI. All their websites look the exact same. It's pretty remarkable stuff, I tell you. Remarkable. Like, look at all this stuff. Like, this is pretty crazy stuff here, guys, I'm telling you. Kind of blew me away. And look at this, look at this. So the price of first Macintosh computer. $666.66. Does that not seem a little fishy to you? Like, come on. Give me a break. That's a little weird. Like, I don't know what you guys think, but that's pretty mind-blowing stuff. I'm not gonna lie. It kind of blew me away. Then we got, oh, we'll go a little deeper. Tell me what you guys think. Like, I don't know what to think of it, guys, but
Building your business online takes
what's your guys'
effort,
take on
and when
it?
it's ready for the world to see, that's when
We all remember the line, "Life is like a box of chocolates" from the movie Forrest Gump, or Darth Vader saying, "Luke, I am your father," from Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back. Or the line, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all," from the movie Snow White. Some of us remember eating Jiffy peanut butter or reading Berenstain Bears children's books.
Like, all this
Wait,
stuff is
scientists will tell you that
connected,
none of
guys.
what I
You
said
gotta
is
wake
true
up.
and that these are false memories. And here's the proof.
My mom always said life was like a box of chocolates.
He told me you killed him. No. I am your father.
Something messed up is going on, guys. Like, there's something fishy
But
going on.
others say no, this is not correct. It can't be correct. The things I mentioned are actually true, and that somehow we've been thrust into a different parallel world where these things only
Like, are we even in
appear
the
to
same
not be
world
true,
anymore?
but
Like,
that our memories serve as links to a past universe where all these things were true. Is it possible
I think there's
that
more
these
to
people
us
could be
than what
right?
we're being
For
told.
example, could this be evidence that the many worlds interpretation of quantum mechanics is actually correct? What does science have to say about this phenomenon? That's coming up right now. The
It's
Mandela
mind-blowing.
Effect was coined in 2009 by Fiona Broome, who describes herself as a paranormal consultant. She published a website where she described remembering Nelson Mandela, who had been an imprisoned leader of the anti-apartheid movement in South Africa, dying in prison in the 1980s. Broome could describe details like news coverage of his death and even a eulogy from his widow. Of course, in reality, Nelson Mandela had not died. He was released in 1990 and went on to become president of South Africa. He died relatively recently, in only 2013. But interestingly, Broome learned that many people shared the same memory, and other people remembered seeing news coverage
Like, what's
of
your
his death
guys'
too.
take? What do you guys
How
think of
is it
this?
possible that so many people could share the same false memory? Broome has several theories. One, that it could be due to the many worlds interpretation of quantum mechanics. If a near infinite number of parallel universes exist, then there could be a world where these false memories are correct, and that our memories are crossing paths with memories from these parallel
It's
universes.
mind-blowing.
Broome's second theory is that it could be a sign that our world is a simulation in some computer. In other words, there's some type of glitch in the matrix where history was rewritten. Other theories propose that the Mandela effect could be caused by changes in our history due to time travelers trying to prevent paradoxes. There are also claims having to do with attacks by Satan, black magic, or witchcraft, but none of these are testable. Let's look at the possibility of the multiple universes and glitches in the matrix that may be causing this. I made a video on the many worlds interpretation, including an interview with Sean Carroll, who's the leading authority on it. The link is above if you want to check it out. Essentially, it is a concept that the universe splits every time a quantum outcome occurs. This can lead to a near infinite number of universes where anything that is not forbidden by the laws of physics can potentially occur, including a universe where Nelson Mandela may very well have died in prison in the 1980s. These universes could very well exist, and indeed many physicists, including Sean Carroll, believe that they do exist. But here's the part where I'm afraid that I'm going to have to burst some people's bubbles. Just because they do exist does not mean that somehow we can communicate with them or transfer our consciousness from one world to another. In fact, the theory absolutely forbids any communication or information transfer between universes. This would violate not only the laws of quantum mechanics, but also conservation laws, like conservation of energy and information. The way the branching works is that when an observer, such as yourself, becomes entangled with a quantum event, such as measuring the spin of an electron, a process called decoherence immediately forces a split, such that there are now two versions of you. Think of this as your identical twin. One of you
I don't
sees a
know.
spin up, and the other one sees a spin down. These are two separate universes which are closed systems. This means that all
This is
the
pretty
energy and
mind-blowing
information
stuff,
must be
guys.
conserved in each universe. No information can leak from one closed system to another. Absolutely, positively, no consciousness or information or energy transfer between worlds can occur at any time. This is not only true for the many worlds interpretation of quantum mechanics, but also the theoretical multiverses of string theory, if string theory is true. What about the idea of a glitch in the matrix? This is like the holodeck on Star Trek. The idea is that maybe our reality is a computer simulation on a cosmological scale. And what if we are remembering something that actually did happen, But because of either a program error or the masters of the simulation want to play tricks on us, that could be the cause of our false memory. This is
I get that
actually more
vibe too,
plausible
that we're
than the
being played
parallel
with.
worlds idea because theoretically we could be living in a simulation. I talked about this in a prior video that you can check out above. But if we're living in a simulation, then this means that the simulation controls absolutely everything, including every thought and every possible memory that you could possibly
That's
have.
what I was talking
Because
about
you
the other day, that
yourself
I don't think our
would
thoughts
be a
are ours.
simulation. Potentially, if there's a glitch in the simulation, the programmers could simply restart the program from a point prior to the glitch. You would not have any memory of this because the program that runs your brain would also restart from the same point. Your memories of future events would not have formed yet. This is like taking a backup of your computer. If your computer had some glitch, you would use a backup copy of your hard drive, and whatever was the date of the backup, that's what the files would contain. It would be like going back to a prior copy. In a simulation, it would be like going back in time. So the idea that the simulators or the matrix is playing tricks with us is unlikely. Unless, of course, they were trying to simulate this exact Mandela effect. The bottom line is that this scenario is not testable, so we can speculate all we want about it. You really have to consider, what is the most likely reason this occurs? And is there a simpler explanation? And I think science quite clearly seems to indicate that there is. This has something to do with not only how our brains are wired to store memory, but also the psychology of our thought processes. Memories are organized in the brain so that similar memories are stored in nearby neurons. This framework of the brain is called schema. This was reinforced by a 2016 study that used MRI to take a glimpse inside the brain on how memories are formed. And it showed that similar words are stored in adjacent areas of the brain. So for example, Mandela didn't die in prison. However, Steve Biko was also a South African anti-apartheid activist imprisoned during the same time as Mandela. He was arguably as famous as Mandela at the time. The only difference is that Biko died in prison. Maybe this was the death many people recalled. And because of these two people's similarities, the memories may have been stored in the same part of the brain and got jumbled during recall. A leading psychological theory says that memory is constructed, not reproduced. That is to say, the brain does not replay a recording, but builds memories from lots of little bits of information on the fly and spits it out. So what happens is that when you recall memories, this can trigger other related memories in the brain. This could explain the memory that people have about Jiffy versus Jif peanut butter. There's a similar sounding brand called Skippy peanut butter. And when recalling the name, the brain may be combining the two different bits of information and causing the recall of a fictitious Jiffy brand instead of Jif. Combine this with the fact that there's a Jiffy brand in the automotive repair market having nothing to do with peanut butter, and it's easy to see why our
I don't know, what's your guys' take? Make sure to let me know in the comments below what you guys think.